back to Immigration and Jobs Talking. And I'm very happy to be here. Friends, I am Nipasa Pradhan and I'm going to be your host for today. But before I start off and tell you more about what today's webinar is going to be about, I got this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information provided by our experts and attorneys, including comments and replies from users, is not legal advice. Use of information is at your own risk. Once again, I'm very happy to welcome each one of you to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And I'm thrilled, really, to have you join us across YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. And thank you so much. If you haven't already checked us out, check out our channel and don't forget to subscribe because we got some real amazing content on immigration jobs. And whether you're tuning in live or catching the replay, thank you so much for watching us. And yes, we are here to bring you a very insightful discussion on topics that matter today. And today, especially, we are going to dive into a topic that we all look into definitely because we are going to dive into this critical issue that affects many of us, especially in this digital age, social media abuse. So, with the rise of online platforms, protecting our rights and well-being has also become very important. And to navigate us through all these important things today. We are going to be joined by our guest. So, without further ado, I'm really honored to welcome our distinguished guest, Attorney Seema Singh, and she has you know, years of experience, over 19 years in law, and today it's going to be really amazing. So, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show.
Hello, Nipasa. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me. Always a pleasure to be on the show. And I'm looking forward to this very important topic, and we are all prey to it. Social media. No, we can't do without it. And we just
I
need to
know.
learn our limitations and how to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. I know many of us, especially Z, I'm sure many of you all start your day with social media, maybe, and today could be very important. Maybe some of you were also exposed to some sort of abuse or another, and maybe you want to share your experiences also. So feel free to comment wherever you're watching. We are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And don't forget to comment whatever you have, whether it's questions or some experience you want to share. Please feel free to share them with us. All right, so today's topic, as you can see on the screen, how can one protect their rights against social media abuse? And Attorney Seema Singh is going to help us through it. Maybe, Seema, if you could tell us all what can we expect from today's session on this
Should
topic.
we first talk about what social media abuse is?
Yes.
I'm not sure if the listeners even realize what social media abuse is. And a lot of us do acts which we don't realize could be abusive to another. So
Mhm.
basically, what social media abuse is, it's also called digital abuse. It is when one uses the social media or other digital communication to bully, harass, stalk, intimidate, threaten others. Examples of social media abuse is cyberbullying, cyber stalking, hateful conduct. All of these go towards, social media abuse. What is cyberbullying? It's putting text messages, embarrassing videos of someone, threatening them, putting images of someone which is embarrassing, sending messages repeatedly. That's cyberbullying. And a lot of times these cyber bullies, they set up social media accounts solely for the purpose of bullying others. And it's very important to realize that, especially when all of us are constantly on social media. The other is cyber stalking, and that generally happens between people who, ex-spouses or someone who knows someone and is trying to follow, harass, or threaten another. This can include unwanted contact through social media, email, or other chat forums. um,
Mhm.
Cyber stalking is also done by someone who is an ex-partner, and most importantly, it is related to that. Hateful conduct is another kind of social media abuse where one is threatening or attacking others based on national origin, your gender, your race, sexual orientation. those kind of hateful conduct can also constitute as social media abuse. Very simple things as telling someone you can't be friends with another, or keeping constant tabs on someone, following them or monitoring them, sending unwanted explicit pictures to someone which can embarrass them. All those constitute social media abuse, and a lot of times we don't even realize we end up making certain comments or saying stuff on social media which could constitute social media abuse. So we have to be really careful in this day and age of social media being so used by everyone.
So true, so
Um,
true. You're already covering my first question for you, so I'll put it up on the screen. And that is, what constitutes social media abuse legally, and what are the most common forms it takes? So we've already covered a little bit about it. Tell us about maybe some forms.
I You want me to cover the legal part of it? I mean, I
Sure,
have
sure.
covered the with cyberbullying, cyber stalking, hateful conduct, putting someone down in status updates. A lot of times we
Yes,
end up putting people down. That's social media abuse. You can't do that.
right.
Insisting on being given someone's password, or forwarding images and videos or private details that you obtain. You sort of post it in the public forum. That all
Right.
constitutes social media abuse. Threatening people, um,
Hmm.
intimidating them. We really need to be mindful because it could cross that legal line where you could become legally liable for abusing someone
True,
on social media.
true, true.
So,
Because
as far
sometimes
as
situations can fire us up, and maybe we end up, just in.
I can hear you, Nipasa, I can't hear you.
Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 833 412 8472 or mail us at support@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com. Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us in the number 408 335 6444 or mail us at nipa@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.
Sorry about that unexpected interruption, but I'm back. I'm glad to be back. So, what I was saying, see, we have it. at the spur of the moment, we end up saying hateful things or harsh things, and we don't know if we have crossed the limit at that moment. So maybe if you could help us know that line, so that we know when we cross it or we don't.
Intimidating, um, threatening somebody, or hateful kind of verbiage, you're crossing the line. Or even defaming someone in a public context, uh, you can't just do that. That's social media abuse. And anybody who's facing that, I mean, and you've done it, if you've done it inadvertently, delete that message immediately, because those screenshots, those messages can be saved to take action against you. So if you've done it, at the spur of the moment without realizing, delete that immediately. But
Okay.
anything that you feel you are upsetting someone or bullying someone or harassing someone, that is social media abuse and actionable.
Okay. All right. So, what do we do once we know, like, we are being harassed by this person, or we know that we are, being abused on social media? What is our next step?
Well, you can take legal action. First of all, try and talk politely to the person and get them to remove stuff. And if they don't listen, your next step should be to report it to the police. Um, Go
Okay.
to an attorney. In New Jersey, if you're in New Jersey, then social media abuse is a predicate act of domestic violence. So you can get a restraining order against the person. You can go for damages against them if you've suffered
Mhm.
damages. You can have a regular law division case against them, and in a federal level, you can file a complaint with the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. On their website, there is a reportfraud.ftc.gov. You can go to the FBI, report the abuse to your local FBI office. There's a
Mhm.
FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, the IC3, and they can review the complaint and then refer it to the appropriate law enforcement agency. You also have a filing, you can do a consumer complaint with the FCC. Then there's a national cyber crime reporting portal. You can file an online complaint through that portal. Also, Facebook, you can report it. I know Facebook, a lot of times when there are hate messages, Facebook immediately shuts down that person who has posted it. So, you can click report post or report photo and select that option that best describes the issue. You can report it to Facebook. Then there are state cyber cells. You can file a complaint with your state cyber cell as well. So there are many recourses for stopping or taking action against social media abuse. But in New Jersey, you can definitely file a restraining order. I don't know about other state laws.
Mhm.
It's a predicate act of a domestic violence, even though that person is not a person living in your household or a partner or someone in your household. It's a predicate act of a domestic violence. It constitutes that. And there is a New Jersey statute now that covers cyberbullying. It was passed, I believe, in 2016. Um, and that is NJ, let me find the exact, it's NJSA 2C colon 33 4.1. And it is, and cyberbullying also in the federal context is USC 22618A2. In New Jersey, it doesn't constitute a felony, but in a federal context, it could be a cyber stalking laws could become a felony. So it's serious. I mean, in this day and age of social media, one has to be very careful what you post out there. I know as an attorney, when I was being hired, law firms were looking at my Facebook, things that I posted, Insta. What are my posts like? I think most employers these days look at your social media to see what kind of a person you are. Are you good to be hired or not? So we got to be very careful what we post out there.
True, true, true. And it's crazy. I mean, since everybody's so engrossed in it, and talking about stalking, I mean, we don't even know if everybody likes being stalked now, because all people go for is views and likes, and probably that's what they want. And it's confusing but scary at the same time. So, Seema, thank you so much for shedding some light on how to protect ourselves and what can we do, what are our next steps, for protecting ourselves from social media abuse. And maybe if you could also share with us some recent updates that people should be aware of, or
I'm having a difficult time hearing you. Your voice is very blurry, Nipasa, and I didn't understand what you just said.
oh, I said thank you so much for taking. Can you hear me? Am I audible now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
saying, yeah, thank you so much for covering and shedding some light on the social media abuse. But if you have any recent updates or some things that people should be aware of, maybe you could also tell us more.
I mean, it's a serious crime. Even though it's not a felony, it could become a felony if there's a death related to it. And there have been cases where, due to cyberbullying and stalking, a person has committed suicide. So that becomes, that crosses the line, and you could be liable for the death of that person. Um, there have been convictions. People in schools have been expelled because of cyberbullying and cyber stalking and intimidating and hateful kind of posts. Jobs, you have it's an employment at will in New Jersey, so employers can terminate um, your jobs based on the fact that they don't want someone who is indulging in such kind of activity to be part of their company. Um, so, these are recent updates. People are getting very serious about, social media in the employment context, in the education context. So, recent updates are related to issues that have arisen in schools, in colleges. And the Rutgers case, it's a prime, the Darun Ravi case, that was one of the landmark cases which predated the cyberbullying laws that were set forth in New Jersey. New Jersey's laws were actually put into effect after that main landmark case of Darun Ravi in Rutgers University.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. I remember it definitely. And Darun Ravi case, New Jersey. This happened in New Jersey, and he was convicted for his role in cyberbullying that led to tragic consequences. So definitely, it has influenced so many legal approaches after that, and especially talking about privacy, then responsibilities of individuals who especially engage in harmful online behavior, debating and showing passion, favor and everything, like especially when we talk about teams and maybe even the upcoming elections. There's so many things, we are so vocal on social media, and we really need to be careful what we really put out there, as Seema is suggesting us also.
I mean, Darun Ravi was spent time in jail, even though ironically his case was overturned. The conviction was overturned on appeal. It was overturned, but he went to
Yes,
jail when he was initially convicted, and it was a
yes,
big blemish on his character. I mean, imagine what the parents went through. There's this
yes,
bright kid, and because of not knowing his limitations and not
hmm,
understanding what cyber bullying and cyber stalking means, he got into this mess. So we
right,
need to educate our kids as to, this conduct. Got to be very, very careful. I mean, people,
true,
even for our kids, we need them to understand that somebody on Facebook may not be who they are saying they are, catfishing. They could pose as someone else and be harassing and
hmm,
threatening you. And that happened in one
hmm,
of the cases with the Mallory Grossman case, where this was in Rockaway Township, where the parents of what was it? The parents of the ex-boyfriend of this girl, they posed as someone else, and they were harassing and threatening this girl, who, out of fear, killed herself. So, you know, you got to be careful who you're talking to on Facebook. It's not only
yes,
people harassing you; you need to be careful as to who you are communicating with, and that's all
yes,
social
yes.
media abuse.
And when you talk about Facebook, I mean, it has so much information, personal information that you put out there. So and you also have settings, privacy settings. So it's only up to you how you keep yourself safe. And nowadays, you even have locking your profile. I think people cannot even view your profile photo if you lock your profile. So it's important to know what you can
And
do with
don't
the
let people
profile, your
post on your
privacy.
Facebook. Don't let
Yes,
people post on your Facebook page. I've locked my Facebook page. Nobody can post on it. And if you see some untoward, postings, just try and delete it immediately. Take a
exactly.
screenshot of it, delete it, and keep a paper trail of, if
Mm,
it's a repeated action by someone.
right, right. Well, anyway, at this moment, I'll just take a quick look. And yes, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for watching us. I'll just say hi quickly to Lakshmi on YouTube, Rish V on YouTube, also Yuri. Thank you so much for your questions. Please stay with us. We will take them up. For now, Seema, like my next question to you would be, what are the key indicators of social media abuse and how should victims document evidence for legal purposes? The
Well,
first part of it we've covered enough, I think, but how to document it?
so the key ways of identifying what is social media abuse and documenting is, first of all, keep a log. Write down the date, time, location, and a brief description of what happened. And
Mm,
if there are witnesses, note that. You can also use technology abuse log as an example and store this in a safe place. You can take screenshots and save all these social media posts that contain all the abuse, such as admissions or threats or photos or videos. Um, and then you can print emails if there are emails involved with full headers. Though when you print emails, make sure the full email is printed, not just the content, because that could come from anywhere. You need to have proof of where that email came from, including the date, time, the IP address. And this can help the law enforcement identify the sender. And if you're concerned that the abuser might access your account, then delete your emails, change your passwords, take screenshots of your email content as well. Then other images, save them. Save any voicemails that you may be receiving, call logs, text messages that contain evidence. And if you're taking pictures of your phone display, then include the message, the contact information, the date, and the time. The full information should be present to go after that person. Um, Basically, these are the ways to actually document all the abuse that's been taking place, so that you can report it to law enforcement, you can report it to the FCC, you can file the appropriate complaints against the person who is abusing you.
Thank you so much, Seema, and I'm sure that was very helpful. I'm sure folks out there, feel helpless or don't know what to do. Maybe apart from going to your best friend and telling them about it and just screenshotting them and stuff. Here's what you could do, and please note them down. It's very important to get the whole screen of it, the whole header. Thank you so much, Seema, for putting us through it. Shedding light on what we can do. Moving on now, the next I have for you is, what is the process for filing a legal complaint in cases of social media abuse? And what
I
challenges might
covered that.
victims face?
I
Yes, we
just covered
already,
that. Yeah, in
yeah,
New Jersey, you can obtain a TRO, you can file a police complaint, you can file with the FCC, the FTC. I just went over all of that. The FBI. You can the first step is to report it to Facebook if it's on Facebook or Insta. There has to be some place you can report that abuse to, and start
yes,
your paper trail, start collecting stuff, call the local police, go to them with
sure,
information. Because if you just walk into the police station saying, oh, this one is abusing me, that's not going to hold any weight. You need to carry
yes,
some stuff with you, of screenshots,
mm,
voicemails, or whatever, however you are being abused. Take some evidence with you. FBI, call them up. They'd be happy to take up some, if there are hateful crimes, terroristic threats, those, those the FBI would be actually very interested in pursuing. Even the
right,
local police, just, oh, I'm going to take action, or I'm going to kill you, or, not even meaning it, can
mm-hmm,
be very, very serious crime. That could be viewed as a terroristic threat. And it's happened in one of my cases where a person
yeah,
was charged by the police for just saying, I'm going to kill you. without even meaning. We say it as a figure of speech so many times when we are upset with someone. But
Right.
in this day and age, and on social media, that's very big. It's a big no-no.
There you go, friends. Things to note down. I hope you are. All right, Seema, I think we'll take up a quick question from the audience. This is from Ishwar on YouTube. Hi, Seema. I wanted to share that my ex-boyfriend had my personal pictures, and since the day, sorry, and since the day I came into new relationship, he started blackmailing me. I'm so stressed. I can't share it with my parents or friends. I'm really depressed. Please help me. What should I do?
Is he blackmailing you on social media? Is it social media abuse, or he's just blackmailing you? And blackmailing in
Ishwar, I
itself is
think
a crime. So and first of all, why would you even want to be with this person? You need to go report it to the cops that he's blackmailing you. And it also depends on at what level, what is the blackmail, or um, is he posting it on social media? Is it, I'm not sure what kind of blackmail it is. So whether it
I
constitutes
think he's
social media abuse or
maybe
just blackmail, I don't know.
he's blackmailing that he would post the pictures. Maybe they have some. I don't know. I don't know. What is he doing? Maybe Ishwar, if you could tell us more about yourself, please, would be good. All right, let's take up another one then quickly. Catherine, my daughter got her first social media account hacked, due to which we all have to face a lot of problems. And now she's again on social media. I am seriously worried now. Please guide me on how to protect our social media profiles from getting hacked. Okay.
Well, there are many protective measures and digital safety that one can employ. And first of all, safeguard all your passwords and get secure passwords. And pause before posting and then look before you click. Make sure your daughter is aware of these, various social media abuse like cyber stalking or, you know, harassing someone or inappropriate posts. They should be made aware of what they should and
Mm.
shouldn't post. And be selective. Carefully, they should accept friend requests only from people they know. Keep their profiles private. Our kids are going to be on social media, but if they have
Mhm.
a smaller range of people that they're communicating with via social media, it's better for the parents. So don't just be accepting friend requests from any and everybody. Make sure
Mhm.
you are selective about that, and then
Right.
customize your privacy settings and turn off geolocation. For kids, you must, because a stalker or a harasser can locate where they are.
Right.
Beware of scams and phishing tactics, such as chain letters, quick requests for money, and shortened URLs. Be mindful of all of that. Then
Mhm.
use a private internet connection, and then talk to your friends about public posts. If there are public posts, talk to them about it. Figure out what it's all about. Um, so these are very important ways of, you know, safeguarding your social media usage, your profiles,
Trust.
and having digital safety. And block
Right.
abusers. When you see somebody posting an inappropriate message, block them. Do not respond. Sometimes
Totally
these
agree.
hackers, the more you respond with that communication, they are able to. I don't know how it works. I'm not a technical person at all, but I know the more you communicate with them, they have some access into hacking your profile or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
I'm not a
Yes. That's
IT
true.
person,
And
but that's
like,
what.
I mean, it just happened very recently with my mother. So, someone created another profile on her name. That's definitely not my mother creating a second profile. And that person started sending
I can't hear you.
Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry, exceptional employee benefits, highly rated by our employees, global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 833 412 8472 or mail us at support@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.
Welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. This is Nipasa Pradhan. Sorry for some technical issues with my internet today. I do not know what is happening, but thank you for bearing and thank you for staying with us. So, just before going off for the break, I was saying, Seema, recently something happened with my mother, and someone created another profile on her name and started sending friend requests to all the people which were there in her real list. So, also that was accessible because maybe of a privacy settings, but this person started doing that and also started sending this is a very common case. I'm sure many people also have seen similar cases, and that person starts sending weird messages to all her friends, and we had to really put it up, that please ignore this if you get a request from this profile because it is not me, saying that.
So that's hacking, right? Somebody hacked her profile and was sending it.
No, they created another profile, but with all her name and sending.
She should actually report that. I wouldn't just let
Yes,
that
we
go.
did. We did.
Okay.
We did actually. And talking about hacking, so friends, I was just going to say, Catherine's question. So, what you can do is also like two-factor authentication. Also keep changing your password so you can keep
I hear you.
feel like it's fishy. This is sad. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Um, so sorry, but anyway, let's move on now. Let's take up another question from the audience. Um, let's take Sunita. When a respected, am I audible, Seema?
Yes. Very, yeah, unclear, but I can hear your voice, but you keep going in and out.
Barely saying, okay. I wanted to take up this next question from the audience, and that is when a respected community leader is suddenly and falsely accused of a heinous crime on social media, with the allegations going viral overnight, what immediate legal actions can they take to protect their reputation and prevent their life from being torn apart?
First of all, collect the evidence, make the screenshots like I explained previously. Take all the screenshots, take all the pictures, the images, pull that up. And the next thing, report it to the police, and then hire an attorney, get a restraining order against these whoever is spreading that or whoever
Mhm,
started you know, the wrong or the heinous crime post. Uh,
mhm. Okay. Thank you so much for
that's the way
taking
to
that up.
go. It's the immediate way to stop this. And then, Facebook, if it's on Facebook, report it to Facebook.
Mhm.
Immediately report it to Facebook and try and delete all these. First, take the evidence, then delete it because you obviously don't want it spreading.
Right. Thank you so much. Sunita, there you go. And thank you for your question. All right. So let's move on now to this next question. This is from Lakshmi. Hey, Seema, what to do if someone experiences financial loss due to a social media scam? What legal steps can they take to recover their losses and hold the perpet- perpetrator accountable? Sorry.
Same thing. Again, collect the evidence, and you obviously report it to Facebook, report it to the police, get a restraining order, file a separate case for damages. But obviously, you have to show the causal connection between that post and the damages that is caused to you. That has to be
Right.
causally related for you to collect on
Mhm.
those damages. And, you know, you can report it to the FTC as well, the Federal Trade
Mhm.
Commission, as to, these false posts and the damages that has been caused to you. So there are
Mhm.
many avenues. The thing is, a lot of times we are complacent and we don't take the action. We just, ignore it. So don't ignore these posts. You need to immediately take action. Either remove them, send them a message saying if this is not removed or rectified, you're going to take action, and take the action. Collect the evidence. Very important.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for taking that up. And thank you, Lakshmi, for your question. All right, moving on. I have more questions also, but okay, let's take one more from the audience then. Okay, rumors are often spread through social media, that's for sure. Anything else? And there are, of course, many problems, sometimes even riots caused because of these. And sometimes wrong information or exaggerated information is also spread. So, is that what you're calling rumors? How to differentiate between truth and the fake news?
Well, I mean, for a third person, there is no way to differentiate. It's only the person who's being impacted can tell us whether it's fake or truth and take the action. But there are so many false videos going around now. We don't even know whether it's correct. That information is correct or not. So only an
Mhm.
expert in IT or someone who deals with this kind of stuff can tell you whether that video is fake or real or not. But it's only social media abuses to the person. So if it is a fake news or a rumor about a certain person, only they can take that action because they know it's false. And
Okay, people are.
even if it's not false and it's true, you can't be harassed and be stalked or bullied on Facebook as a result of that. So you can take
Mhm.
action and get them to stop.
Okay, thank you so much, ZQ. All right, let's move on now to this next question I have for you, Seema. And if you could, tell us what legal and psychological support resources are available, to victims of social media abuse. I think we've spoken enough, I mean, a lot about legal support. What about the psychological support?
I mean, I'm not sure about psychological support, but
If you want to add more to legal support,
yeah, legal support. Like I've said, in New Jersey, there's jail time, there is fines. It's
fines.
not. It's a fourth degree crime. You can get a restraining order. It's considered domestic violence. It's a predicate act of domestic violence. If you
Mm-hmm.
are resorting to cyberbullying or stalking or hate crimes or hate posts, all of that is actionable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the FBI can take action as well if you complain to them. The FTC, the FCC, all of them. There are many, many avenues for one to report this to. And I know there is, I have known of a case where this person went into a lot of psychological depression and they had to
Mm-hmm.
actually undergo therapy to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not familiar with any support groups as a result of cyberbullying or stalking, but yeah, definitely there are people who have resorted to therapy sessions to get out of the stigma that was created as a result of them being, you know, their name being ruined on Facebook.
Yes, yes. And it's true. I mean, there is a lot of psychological effect, and I mean, talk about insecurities. That is also one. Jealousy is one. So many things surrounding, and everything affects us psychologically. So when you know it's hitting you too hard, I think therapy is best, and it's always best to consult experts.
And
Whether it's for legal help or psychological, it's always best to consult experts.
as an abuser, you got to be careful because in this day and age, you could lose your admission to a college. You can, lose your employment as a
Yes.
result of, inappropriate posts on your Facebook, because everybody is monitoring it. When I get a divorce case, the first thing I tell my clients is clean out your Facebook, because an opposing attorney will go to your Facebook, will go to your Insta, and through that we can actually get a lot of information about that person and use it in our cases. So
Yes.
you can't take that lightly. You got to monitor, and especially with kids. And our I have a daughter as well. You need to monitor who they're talking to, because there are crazy people out there, and there have been deaths as a result of kids being lured. That catfishing, where they create identities of someone that they are not, to lure another person. So you
So
definitely got to be careful.
so true, so true. And I mean, it's not just social media nowadays, it's also gaming. There's another gaming world, where people have gaming names and they're all pretending to be someone and all masked, and people make friends like that. It's crazy, and people go on to meeting. And I even a few years back, I think there were cases where they were challenged to even death, I think. So
Mhm.
things like that too. It's crazy. So it's always important to be safe, I think.
Because this new generation doesn't believe in person to person or FaceTime. They believe in texting. They believe in hiding behind and communicating, and that's why
Yes.
these issues arise.
Yes.
Even I know my daughter just joined her law firm, and they had a training for all the partners to how to communicate with this new generation, with the the Zenjis or whatever they are called, the
Gen Z.
Gen Zs. They had a training as to how to communicate with them, because these kids
Yeah.
will not call; they will just text. So you don't know
Thanks.
who you're
Yes.
talking to.
So true, Seema. All right, like I have another question, and if you could actually give us some examples, of successful legal actions taken against social media abusers, and what made these cases effective.
I'm sorry, say that again. Uh,
Can you provide examples of successful legal actions taken against social media abusers, and what made these cases effective?
yeah, the Darun Ravi case. I'm not sure if people are familiar. He was a Rutgers University student, and his roommate Clemente, I forget his first name, Clemente. He was a gay guy, and Darun Ravi took videos of him with his male partner, and then he called all the students to come and watch it, and he did that on two occasions. Even though that viewing never took place, um, Clemente committed suicide, and he killed himself because he was so embarrassed. And then Darun Ravi was charged with the death of that person, that because of the emotional trauma he put him through, the kid committed suicide. And he was convicted. He went to jail. He had the fines that he had to pay. Um, so that was
3 years
one case
jail,
where,
$10,000 fine, and social counseling.
yeah.
Seems.
And then there was a catfishing case with Megan Miser, a 14-year-old girl she was from Missouri in U.S. and she committed suicide after an online relationship with there was a fictional MySpace account. It turned out really cruel, and then they figured out that that account was run by the parents of the friend with whom Miser had had a falling out. And in that case, unfortunately, no charges were filed, which I'm really shocked. So that was not a good, not a good case. So depending on what you provide or what you prove, you could get away with it. But these are serious cases, and there doesn't have to be a death in every case. A
Yes.
death means it's really gone over the top, and you are going to face some kind of a conviction. But even if there is no death, it's an
Yeah.
action legally actionable to for cyberbullying, cyber stalking, hate crimes, hate posts. They are all actionable legally. So we've got to be careful. And then there was that the Mallory Grossman case. in Rockaway Township, where this fellow student was harassed, and then the Rockaway Township didn't do anything about it. And if you notice, these cases happen more between the teenagers in schools, 13 to 17-year-old. There'll be a lot of this cyberbullying, and they will actually do it against people who are, either disabled or the LGBTQ, uh, due to race. If there's
Mhm.
that race, Indian students, Sikh students, I've seen a lot of them facing a lot of cyberbullying and even regular bullying in schools, or through texts or social media. They are bullied, and that in that case, Rockaway Township did not take any allegation, and so the parents filed suit against the township and the schools and teachers, alleging that because they ignored the bullying practices, the student was they lost their child.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's I don't know what to say. Funny, crazy, scary. The world has become. You just need to be careful. Everything. You're being watched every time. I feel. Don't you feel like that, Seema? Like you're being
There's no
watched all the time.
privacy. I feel there is no privacy. Even when your phone is off, somebody's listening to you. The way these
Right?
mobiles are set up, I almost feel like, I mean, you say something and suddenly you'll start getting um, uh, Google alerts based upon what you've just spoken. If you're talking
Yes.
about buying a dress, suddenly you'll get all these posts related to dresses. So
Yes. So
I don't think
true.
there is privacy anymore.
There is no privacy. So true. And I mean, you've been here, you've seen the world change from telephones to mobile phones and like to smartphones. So much change. And then from television to maybe smart TVs and internet coming in. So maybe you could just juxtaposition a little bit when you were a teenager and now, the
Yeah.
teenagers now.
And sometimes kids just start something as a prank against someone. And that's what Darun Ravi did. He was just playing a prank, and it
Yes.
completely escalated because he was ignorant. He didn't realize that, viewing a video of someone could be termed as
And abuse,
bullying. Yeah,
bullying.
it's abuse,
Right.
yes.
All right. So moving on, Seema, I have another question. If you could tell us, how effective are law enforcement agencies in handling cases of social media abuse and what improvements are needed, do you think?
I personally have not handled any social media abuse cases. I'm a litigator for um, 24, 25 years plus. I know you said 19, but it's much more than that. um, I've
Much
never
more than that.
encountered a case like that, but I do know of people who have been successful when they've gone to the local police. But you have to have some information with you. If you just go and say, oh, this person is bullying me without any proof, they are going to have a tough time. So having an IP address, saving those emails, having the screenshots, yes, action can be taken against them. But I personally have not dealt with any case.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on now to the next question I have. If you could talk about the responsibilities, what responsibilities do social media platforms have in preventing abuse and how can they be held accountable?
Well, they need to make sure that whoever is posting on their sites is not posting anything inappropriate, anything defamatory, inflammatory, terroristic, anything perpetrating a hate crime. As far as even harassing someone, harassing language, or um, they need to be vigilant of that. And I know Facebook does do it. Sometimes they go over the top and they actually penalize the wrong people. I've seen that too.
Yes.
But Facebook does do it. So I think every social media should be vigilant. They should be monitoring it. They should be
Mhm.
monitoring what's posted. And there should be a way that they need to come up with where, so many profiles of one person is not allowed. I don't know how they'll do it, but there are people creating fake profiles, and maybe under one IP address, you can only make one Facebook account. I don't know. But
Hmm.
one individual can have a bajillion Facebook accounts, and you can call it any different name. So I don't know what the what way they would monitor that, but they definitely nobody should be allowed that.
Yes. So true, so true. I mean, it's an identity, and nobody else can just steal your identity, or you can't just create something and have, I don't know, no background on that imaginary person.
And since these and I just say it from a legal point of view, sometimes you can't trace these these abusers. But if you are on a platform such as Facebook, maybe they can have some internal measures as to how to trace that person or the abuser. So if
Yes.
they can, tighten up there on their front, maybe it'll be easier to track these abusers. So those are the loops, those missing links that if they can close that gap, maybe we could reduce the amount of social media abuse or hacking, etc.
Abuse. So true, so true. And frauds, we are always hearing scams and
I mean,
people
phone
being,
calls. Every
yes,
second
for,
phone call is a scam call.
I know. That's what the world has become now. Anyway, and what advice would you give couples on how to prevent social media abuse from affecting their relationship? I think this is a common one and much needed.
Well, first of all, social media is creating a lot of divorces. A lot of people are meeting their.
See, I don't know, why can't we see you, Seema? Can you just check if
I have
you're
no idea.
okay?
I was
Go
right
on.
there. There's something
Yes.
on your end that's going wrong. I have no idea.
Okay, but we can hear you. Try to fix this.
Okay, I'm back.
There you are. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you. Yeah. There. I think there's a loose cable connection. But if you can hear me, Seema, are
Yeah.
you there? If you could just check your connection, maybe cable. If there's a cable you're using for your image, but all right. So my question was, what advice would you give to couples on how to prevent social media abuse from affecting their relationship?
Don't go on Facebook that often. I mean, all these selfies and women are going crazy with Facebook. I see it with my friends group, and it's annoying because in a party they don't talk. All they do is take selfies, post it on Facebook right away. And I believe Facebook is creating a lot of depression. It's creating a lot of jealousy. It's creating a lot of disharmony among relationships because people
So
who are out there traveling and posting constantly are creating a lot of what do you call it, insecurity in people who cannot afford to travel, and it's
true.
creating depression. So I feel if you're one of those people, stay away from Facebook. Just get off it. There's no need for it.
Mhm.
And the ones that
Yes,
are on it, come on, use your limitations. Don't be posting everything. I mean, they'll post even if they're having a cup of coffee, they're posting it on Facebook. It's ridiculous. And
I
what's
know.
happening
I
as a
mean,
result of connecting with any and everybody, a lot of people are reconnecting with their childhood sweethearts or childhood friends, and their marriages are breaking up. They start getting involved. They're constantly on Facebook. So they're chatting with people on
that was
Facebook rather
coming.
than with them. And that
Yes,
has resulted, it's happened to, in my acquaintances, at least three instances where they reconnected with their friends from the past, and their marriages broke and they moved on. So there has to be a limit to Facebook as well. Use the Facebook constructively, I feel. If you're in a business, use it to spread your products, talk about what you do, rather than posting every intimate detail of your daily life on it, because
mhm.
you're first of all exposing yourself to everyone. Secondly, you're creating a disharmony among people who know you. There's no need for it.
Yes, so true, so true. And um, Well, there you go. I don't know how many of y'all will agree with the Seema, but if you do or you don't, you may comment and maybe share your thoughts as well on what you think. What should you be sharing, and should there be a limit or not? I wonder which person are you? And also about like posting and Seema, it's become like people also are on social media to look for validation. They post pictures and all. Maybe they're really unhappy in their real life, but then they're happy on social media and getting all that validation that they're beautiful and happy and everything.
Yeah, it's I feel it's all with the inferiority complex are more on Facebook than not, because
True.
you need an outsider or outside people who don't even know you to, compliment you and make you feel good, and that's really sad. If your life
It's
has come
sad.
to
That's
that,
what.
it's very sad. You should be
That's what.
happy in yourself, in your skin. No one should matter. And if you have a
So
nice family, focus on that. Don't be out there, trying to talk to 100 other people and letting them know that you just went on vacation with a husband you don't even talk to. Who cares?
so I know what you totally mean, and it's so relatable. I mean, yeah, talk about India is also celebrating Raksha Bandhan, so
Yes.
posts of brothers and sisters, but the rest of us, we know how important this relationship is, and it's not just a one day thing. Of course, it's a special day. So many
Yeah.
things, and people are jealous because some brothers are no more. May they rest in peace, and they cannot really be with them. But so many things. I mean, whatever you put out there on social media has an effect on everybody who is viewing it. Also, so there you go. Seema,
No,
what else do
absolutely.
you have to say?
I mean, I had I just had one scenario in our distant in the community where this person went on vacation to wherever, and at least 110 pictures were posted with the spouse and everything, and they came back and there was a divorce. So I was like, okay, what was all that about? So a lot of Facebook posts are really for the person to make themselves feel wanted or good or whatever.
Hmm. So true, I think. All right. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we can all have different perspective, but friends, I mean, you can always tell us what is your view and also share your experiences, maybe. But today's topic was about abuse and social media abuse, and how can one protect their rights against social media abuse. So I'm sure it was a very informative session. Seema got us through the whole scenario and how to go about if we are exposed to such kind of abuse. So in fact, if you want to talk further with attorney Seema Singh, why not consult with her? Maybe you can even call her up, and this her number is 607-454-3168.
609. 609.
609, sorry, why did I say 604? Once again, let me repeat. The number is 609-454-3168. That's a number. You can note it down. It's also displayed on the screen. Her email address is Seema with a double E, Seema at SSINGHLAW.com. And you can also go visit www.ssinglawcom. Thank you so much, Seema, for today. It was really nice having you to discuss about this very important topic. And I'm sure folks out there also had a good time. Maybe you want to give us an end note before we go. It would be great.
Well, social media has its positives and negatives. Let's use it positively. Let's use it for constructive dissemination of information, for sharing important news, for sharing important directives that one needs to make others aware. Use it as
Mhm,
an awareness. Don't use it to exploit or violate your own privacy. And let's not
mhm.
use it to create discontent and disharmony among others. Let's be sensitive to others. Let's be sensitive to our own privacy, and let's use it constructively.
Mhm.
Facebook or Insta just to tease others or to show off. There's no point in it, because if you want the world to be a peaceful place, let's be sensitive, and let's um, spread love through social media rather than hate.
So true. Thank you so much, Seema, for covering today's topic. Somehow I can hear you, but cannot see you again. But really great session today. Thank you so much for doing this. It was really great, having you speak about all these rights and how can we protect our rights against on social media. And thank you so much, Seema. It was really such an honor and a pleasure having you. We covered a lot of ground today, friends, and understanding the legal protections available, against social media abuse, to practical steps that you can really take, to protect yourself or your loved ones out there. So, a huge thank you once again to Attorney Seema Singh for sharing her invaluable insights with us and also her time. So, thank you all also for participating, for your questions. Thank you so much. It was really nice having you all join, and it was a really important conversation today. So remember, staying informed and vigilant is the key to protecting your rights online as well. So if you enjoyed this webinar, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to also share our content with your friends who will definitely benefit from our content. So, yes, thank you so much. Once again, this is Nipasa Pradhan signing off for now from Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. Have a great day.
Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for